So guys, this is a 1999 Honda Accord, and if you know anything about the Vehicle Hunter, I've had my share of Honda Accords. I have a 91 Honda Accord that belongs to my father. I have a 2014 Honda Accord that belongs to my mother, and I have this. This is a 1999 Honda Accord with 109,000 miles. Let me show you around. The Honda Accords are extremely reliable and good all-around cars. They get decent mileage and they can keep up with a lot of cars. This could be a great commuter car for you. This particular example is a little bit beat up on the outside. It's had its share of accidents, but it drives nice and smooth. And for a Honda, that is what you want. You want a smooth transmission and you want a smooth engine. And you can barely hear the engine on this one. This one is extremely quiet. One of the things I like about Honda Accords is that they're very comfortable to ride. When you're riding, it feels like you're gliding on the road. Like bumps, you don't really feel them very much. It's a very soothing car to drive. And Honda does have a very good fit and finish. Things work as they should. A lot of times you're not going to have many problems with these sorts of cars if you maintain them right. This of course is the EX model, which is a pretty high model. It has a lot of great bells and whistles, including a sunroof. The interior is excellent. Like, it's very high finish. You got power door locks and power windows. You have a sunroof and you have cruise control, intermediate windshield wipers, adjustable steering wheel. A lot of the things that people kind of neglect these days, but this is a very good, comfortable car. So it also has a sunroof, passenger grab rails over here. Pretty similar to other Honda Accords. They usually have this, and it has two cup holders here in the back, which is kind of nice. And you can bring this down so you can slide larger items through the trunk of the car. The passenger seat is pretty comfortable. A nice feature of like the child lock thing right here. Let's look outside of the car. As you can tell, the paint is flaking on the car. The trunk is particularly bad. It's just a clear coat, I think. It's got the 90s style door handles, which is like this. The hood is a different hood. It's all matte. It was involved in some sort of accident here on this side. Very comfortable in the rear seats. A little bit of a mess here, but quite a bit of space to put stuff. Look at the passenger seat real quick. Really good condition seats. It's just got reclining and it moves back and forth. Pretty standard. Here's the glove box. It's pretty deep. There's AC on this works really well, and I like how easy you can manipulate this. It's just like two knobs, which is basically what we're going to be using. The 91 Accord and stuff like that, the AC controls tend to break all the time because they're very flimsy. These, I mean, it's just big dials, and Honda's been doing this for a while, just making large dials, because people really like having these large controls that are very easy to use in all sorts of conditions, like wearing gloves and stuff like that. The AC works fine, the heat works fine. The tape deck, this is the original one from Honda, and you need a code I forgot the code, so it's kind of locked. I'm going to be searching for it, but you know, it's a CD player. Most people probably will replace this with some sort of GPS Bluetooth unit. Over here you have a power outlet. Let's pull it out. That's it. It's a automatic transmission, as you can tell. And one of the bad things about this is that the previous owner, I don't know what he did, but let me just take this out. The previous owner kind of messed this up. I do have the knob for it. I'm going to try and fix it, but for right now it's like this. And he uses this screwdriver. You push it in and it seems to work. It starts right up. So as you can see, this car has 109,000 miles. Everything on it seems to work pretty well, including the AC. It has a moonroof, which is pretty nice. Let me show you. Let's close it. I'm not used to this sort of elegance. One thing I do appreciate from these cars, you have the visor that works really well, but you also can like pull it out and to the side, and then you can do this. A lot of times like the sun comes from like this part, so it's always nice to have this sort of thing to stop the sun. The passenger has one too. Like really, really, really nice. You have up here a place to put your sunglasses, and of course you have like your light, and not a lot of, it's in very good condition as far as the interior finish. Like it's typical of Honda to have very interior, like a very good interior. You can hear the motors like very quiet. You have a very deep pocket here for stuff. I'm not sure what you'll be placing there, but it is kind of nice to have it in there. And right here you have two cup holders. Right up here you have your hazards, your AC. You turn it on, you can hear it kick in. Right now it's on heat. Wow, it's hot. Let's turn it into AC. Yep, the AC works really well. I can't open the door from the inside, even with the electronic. So I have to use that and then close the window. This is one of the reasons I don't like cars with so much electronics, like power locks and stuff, because they always break. Now, I do like driving around in Honda Accords and Toyota Camrys, mainly because they're so smooth. If you drive an SUV or you drive a sports car, then you're used to that harsh suspension ride, but Honda Accords are very, very smooth. So when you're riding down the road, it feels like you're really not even moving. So at high speeds, like 70 and 80 miles an hour, it feels like you're going much slower because the car is just so smooth. And on this particular Honda, you don't hear the engine very much. It's a very relaxing ride. And I think that's probably one of the reasons a lot of older people prefer the Honda Accords and Toyota Camrys, because of their smoothness of ride. I prefer the smoothness of ride. I actually think a Toyota Avalon would make a great car if they didn't get such bad gas mileage. You know, the Accord also does not draw a lot of attention. So if you're somebody that does not want people looking at you, the Honda Accord does that. Of course, if you're a younger guy or whatever and you want people to look at you, Honda Accords and Toyota Camrys are not the cars for you. And of course, these 90s sort of cars do get worse gas mileage than the newer ones. This one might get mid-20s, but it's a very good car to have for commuting purposes if you don't mind wasting a little bit more money on gas. But overall, this car makes a great commuter, and you can drive this just about anywhere. It's amazing that the Honda Accord from 1991 drives so similar to this 99 Accord, and my 2014 Accord drives very similar to this. Honda's been very consistent in their cars. The fit and finish is generally good throughout all the years. I would say that 1990 to 98 is probably the best years for Honda and even Toyota, they were making better cars then than they are now. One thing I know is that the 90s cars were made to last. And they really do last a long time. You see these cars all over the road because they are so durable. Who should get this sort of car? Somebody who wants a car that they can keep for 20 years and have very little maintenance. This car will just keep on going. It's a very good car to have and for commuting and as a beater sort of car. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next video.